Welcome to Friday, the 26th of June. Delightful to be with you again this morning. For those who've become regular watchers of ours, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, joining us for the first time, good morning and welcome. My name's Bronwyn Pearson. I'm from Pinnacle People Solutions, and welcome to our daily Facebook Live update. So our company, Pinnacle People Solutions, provides human resource services, advice, support, strategy, solutions, everything and anything you would need to support your staffing and your business management. And we specialise in supporting regionally based small to medium-sized enterprises and not-for-profit organisations. And we are here to help you and your business, not only through these challenging COVID-19 times, but all the time. So please ask any questions that you might have as we go along, and I will do my best to answer those. Good morning, everybody. Those saying hello this morning. Outside of this, you can contact myself and my fantastic team anytime via Facebook, direct message, of course, email, phone, website. I'm sure my team are going to put those contact details up shortly in the comments. So we would very much look forward to hearing from you and having a no obligation conversation with you about your business and where you're up to and what support might be helpful to you. So the first thing on the agenda, of course, for our daily Facebook live streams to this point has been to just overview any breaking news or changes. And for the sake of the fact that we've done a couple of fantastic interviews this week, and if you didn't catch them, we talked to Lawrence Nausbaumer from NTech and Communications on Wednesday this week. And yesterday we had the privilege of catching up with Kate Dodd, who's an international workplace design strategist. And so if you didn't get a chance to see those, or you don't get a chance necessarily to have been here at 9:15 in the morning, all of our broadcasts on Facebook live stream have been recorded and are available on our website with a fact sheet, and also on our YouTube channel, and of course up here in Facebook. So don't be worried if you hear about them, or you unfortunately missed something that you wanted to see when it was live. Don't worry, because it's all there and archived for you to go back and be able to look at. So okay, so changes or announcements since Monday this week. Just a reminder, next Tuesday, the New South Wales state government grants for small businesses affected by COVID, the $10,000 grants, have been extended to the 30th of June, but that's only till Tuesday. So please get your information in, and you'll be very surprised. You might find you absolutely qualify for those. So go up and have a look at that. Overnight, we received the news that Qantas will be sacking 6,000 of its workforce, and will continue to stand down a further 15,000 staff while international travel bans remain in place. It's a big call from Qantas. So the airline has said about 100 of its aircraft will remain grounded for up to 12 months, with some for longer than that, and they're looking to retire 6 747 planes early. Qantas is seeking to raise $1.9 billion from investors through a share sale. And Qantas CEO has been really clear that he doesn't expect to see a return to international travel before July next year, 2021. So watch this space. Qantas making those announcements, I'm sure, is going to have an impact, and certainly will, on the next piece of update that I wanted to share with you, and that's that the National Cabinet are meeting again today. The last time they met, easing restrictions was a key focus, but since then, of course, we've seen Victoria experience a considerable rise in cases and community transmission. So the group are reconvening today, and Victoria's outbreaks are expected to be the focus. And a rise in community transmission has also prompted New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian to warn New South Wales residents against travelling to Melbourne. The Prime Minister has been a little bit more gentle in his response to that. He's obviously cautioned people against going to any of the hotspots in Victoria, but certainly not against travelling to Melbourne. We're also expecting the National Cabinet today to discuss hotel quarantine arrangements and expected return of some international students to Australia, which will be a welcome conversation, I'm sure, for to hear about by educational institutions in particular. So we're also expecting today with the National Cabinet for the Prime Minister to give a bit of a push to the states and territories on a time frame for reopening of entertainment venues, and that follows yesterday's announcement by the Prime Minister. We're just waiting on more detail about the $250 million support package for the arts and entertainment sectors. Just in terms of some of the elements I think that will come up at Cabinet today, there's obviously no doubt with Qantas's announcement that that aviation has been absolutely smashed by the coronavirus, not just in Australia, of course, but around the world. The government obviously is at the same time in the process of weighing up to what to do with JobKeeper and JobSeeker. And its a plan, of course, has not been to say anything further for another month. Late July, 23rd of July, just before the mini budget comes out, is when they have told us that they'll tell us more about those two programs. But it may be that they can't wait that long. And obviously Qantas has made this announcement, but there are plenty of other businesses that are already laying off hundreds and hundreds of staff. And there is real uncertainty around that. So the question will be whether the government can actually wait another month to tell us what impacts might be on those payments that are due to finish at the end of September, of course, JobKeeper and JobSeeker. There's obviously been a lot of tension amongst the states about border closures. And certainly the Prime Minister's been really clear that he wants interstate borders to be opened up. They obviously, I'm not anticipating that they're going to close the border to Victoria, but but there'll be certainly a lot of discussion about that. They'll also obviously, as I said, be talking about the support package for the entertainment industry, which relies on pubs, theatres, clubs, etc. to be able to host performers. And until that can happen, the current supports obviously are going to be helpful, but those people in those industries can't get back to work without somewhere to perform. So we'll look forward to hearing some more about that and letting you know, for those of you who are employed in those sectors or in supply chains that are impacted by those sectors. So today's topic is what's next. And over the past 18 weeks, it's amazing to think that it's been 18 weeks, but it has. Over the last 18 weeks, we've been live just about every weekday morning at 9:15 here with you, with updates for business owners and managers and operators and their staff on dealing with COVID-19 and its effect on business or businesses, staff, local communities, as well as more general information about a wide variety of staff-related topics. So we've been doing this now for 18 weeks. The pandemic isn't over, and obviously won't be for quite some time. But as we're learning to live with the crises and the crisis, we're finding out about new normals. Pinnacle People Solutions has been on this journey with you for the last 18 weeks. We have ourselves been coping with understanding JobKeeper, transitioning to work from home, managing our health and safety obligations, consulting regularly with our staff, and trying to keep all the balls in the air over that time. It's been a privilege to be with you every day and to help you and your business survive and thrive in what are unprecedented and certainly unbelievably challenging times. And for rural and regional and remote Australia, the triple whammy of drought, bushfire and now COVID has hit incredibly hard. But with strength and resilience, we will come through the other side, and we're seeing so many examples of that every day. So the sorts of topics that we have covered included COVID-specific information, such as details on all aspects of the JobKeeper legislation, managing transition to work from home, and the myriad details that go along with those. Also, how to move forward as a COVID-safe workplace, and obviously our work health and safety obligations that go along with that. So we've talked to you about that also. We've also talked about more general human resources and staff management topics like employment contracts and position descriptions, managing leave entitlements and requests, record keeping obligations, and much, much more over this last 18 weeks. On Tuesdays, over this last 18 weeks, we've been really privileged and delighted to hear from our consultant psychologist, Jessica, who has provided real insight into what's going on in our heads in crisis mode and how we can support ourselves and our staff over this period of time. I've learned so much from that, I have to say. Thank you so much, Jessica, and I'm sure there's many others who've tuned in and learned a lot from those as well. Again, all of these are archived and up in our on our website and in our YouTube channel and elsewhere for you to go back and learn from. So don't hesitate. All of the live streams will stay on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and on LinkedIn. So if there's a topic you need more information on or you want to catch up on, you can search for it on any of those channels, as well as on our website. And the link is up here in the comments for you this morning. So the situation is no longer, though, changing at the same rapid pace every day that it has been in the last 18 months. So what's next for us is another question. We've enjoyed so much interacting with all of you and sharing our knowledge that we're going to continue our educational series. That's certainly feedback that we've had from all of you. So consequently, on Mondays at 9:15, starting with next Monday, you'll still find me here with an update on the last week and any breaking news in the HR space. On Thursday evenings, we will actually be starting a regular webinar series. And with each instalment being a deep dive into a particular HR topic that our clients and our those who tune into us are letting us know that they want to hear about. Given the currency in the news of organisations underpaying staff, which I did a bit of a dive on last week, next Thursday, so we'll be interviewing Rachel from Early Bird Bookkeeping about payroll pitfalls. Are you paying your staff correctly? And do you know with surety that you're paying them correctly? All the elements that might comprise that in terms of allowances, overtime, shift penalties, all sorts of things. So we'll be doing that and having the pleasure and privilege of talking to Rachel next Thursday. To get you all the details on what to check in your payroll to avoid the kind of payback and fines so many large organisations are facing at the moment and that we talked about. Jessica will also continue to provide us a psychology webinar once a month, so keep an eye out for those. And if there are any other topics that you would like us to cover, please let us know. You already have. We'd be delighted to continue to hear from you. And we also have our regular employer circular newsletter, which you can sign up to, and we'll pop up the link in the comments in a moment, and you can sign up to those as well. If there is anything particularly exciting or urgent news that comes during the week, I will pop up at 9:15 the next morning to give you the scoop and how it affects your business. So you can subscribe to our live streams or to our YouTube channel so you don't miss anything. And those details are up in the chat screen. Look, if I had to sum up the key takeaways from the last 18 weeks in 30 seconds, it would be my fundamental advice for good people support and management to make sure you understand your obligations to your staff, first and foremost. And if you don't think you know that comprehensively, or you would love to engage a HR partner to help you to make sure that those things are understood and that you're meeting those obligations, that's the first thing. You need to consult with your staff regularly, um, and keep records and put everything in writing. You need to check all of your employment contracts, and put appropriately worded employment contracts and position descriptions in place. They're incredibly important to you. You want to make sure that you have um, good, reliable policy and procedures in place. Incredibly important. And my favourite, which you've heard me talking about a lot in the last 18 weeks, make sure that you deal with performance or conduct issues now. Do so lawfully in order to minimise your risk, because the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you accept. Make sure you're paying your staff correctly and entering into lawful agreements. And you can tune in next Thursday when we'll be doing our first webinar series, talking to Rachel Fenn from Early Bird Bookkeeping on payroll pitfalls. Make sure you're meeting all your record keeping obligations. So any spot checks could really have you fined and found wanting. So make sure that those are up to date. And if you're unsure about any of those things that I've just mentioned, please come and get advice. So thank you so much for joining us today and for joining us regularly over the last 18 weeks. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to be sharing this wild ride of COVID-19 with you. We really look forward to continuing to provide advice, solutions and service to you moving forward. Updates on Monday, special webinar series starting next Thursday, and of course I'll pop up any morning where there's been significant things that have occurred overnight to make sure that you're up to date. So if you've got any particular questions about your business or you want us to help you out with anything, contact us anytime on the details in the chat screen. I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday for our next update. In the meantime, please hug those people that you can, wave cheerily at those that you yet can't. Stay safe, stay socially distant, wash your hands like a crazy person, and we'll really, really look forward to seeing you next week for our new format. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend.